Welcome to Masterpiece Tarot. Here you'll find timeless messages to guide your soul's awakening. If you're here, trust. You are meant to be. You can support my channel by liking, sharing, and subscribing. These all help support my mission of creating more peace on Earth. Okay, I'm going to do a Divine Masculine reading here. And we'll just see who this is for, okay? It may or may not resonate with you. Take the messages that do, leave those that don't. So thank you, Spirit, for using me as a channel to bring through these messages for the highest good of the collective. All right, so please help me to bring through very clear messages for the collective. Masculine energy. We'll see if this is Divine Masculine or Karmic Masculine. I don't know. We'll just see what's here, okay? Divine Masculine, Karmic Masculine, Masculine in general. Spirit, please and thank you. Let's just see here. Well, whoever we're reading for is going through heartbreak. Yeah, crossed by the Seven of Cups. Maybe something masculine chose turned out to be painful. Something didn't quite work out the way they had hoped. And they're in pain. And there's a tower here in the conscious space. This is having a hard time letting go. Okay, they're having a hard time with the change. They're resisting. They're resisting a change. Let's see what else. What are they not seeing, Spirit? Queen of Pentacles. Okay, well, there is somebody in their energy. This could be some aspect of self. You know, she's very grounded. She's abundant. And she looks really happy here. So this could be somebody who, you know, if you look here, his face there and her face here, these people are in agony. This could be somebody who's used to being in pain, you know, and for whom this is, I don't want to say normal because it's never normal to be in pain. I mean, I don't think normal was a good choice of a word. Well, anyway, this could be something that they have experienced time and time again, and this becomes normalized. I guess that's a better way of saying it. You know, to the point where you forget that, you know, sometimes you don't have to feel that way, right? So this could be a masculine who's in some kind of, it could also be a little bit of depression, actually, in a way. Yeah, there it is. Nine of Swords. Person, they're up in their head. They're anxious here in the past, recent past. Okay, but coming up now we have an Empress. So this could be a feminine that's just around the corner. Maybe masculine is not seeing that there's somebody, a feminine energy here, who's very fertile, very creative. Okay. Who maybe would like to create something with this masculine even. All right, well, it looks like masculine is moving into some type of a self-reflection here with the Hermit card. Yeah, and other people, you know, in the environment, this masculine is being seen as somebody who is apathetic with the Four of Cups. And then we have a Five of Cups. Yeah. There's no way to avoid, you know, the loss. I think the masculine might have a hope that they could avoid it, but there's no way to avoid it. So there could be a fear of the pain. Hence the reason why they're resisting a change. It could also be a fear of stepping into something very beautiful. Okay, that might speak to self-doubt, doubt in general, skepticism. But then we have the Star, healing. There will be healing for this masculine here. Okay, through this, some type of a betrayal or painful situation, there will be, I see very clearly here, there's healing after heartbreak. Okay. Yeah. All right. Clarify what happened here with this Three of Swords, the King of Pentacles, and the Hermit. Well, this masculine could be this King of Pentacles. It could be that they're just going through a period of growth in their life with the Hermit card. And, you know, they might be looking ahead. You know, they might be in this kind of, the Hermit's kind of about reflection. It's kind of about looking at where life has led you, you know, what's happened in the past and getting wisdom from all of that. So it could be some type of reassessment happening of one's own life and where one wants to go. We have a Two of Pentacles, and there's the Star again. So the Seven of Cups is clarified. Yeah, this is a masculine who's wanting to make a different choice. This is somebody who's wanting to get onto a healing path. They want to get out of. They've been balancing some kind of pain with some kind of healing. And, you know, they've made a choice in the past. Maybe they made an impulsive choice that wound up being heartbreaking. Okay, it wasn't, maybe sometimes when we're younger or something, we might make a choice. It can happen anytime in life, but if we make a choice impulsively, then, you know, sometimes we discover that that cup wasn't filled with something we would ultimately want, or we didn't take the time to build the foundation in such a way that it would be sustainable, you know, because, yeah. Now, why the resistance to the change here? We have an Eight of Pentacles. So there's a sense that something has been built. Yeah. This could be a relationship or something that has, you know, has some degree of success within it. But with the Moon card, you know, there's a sense that they're not wanting to look at what's not working within the dynamic. Yeah, it's hard to leave something that has been built. Not only that, looking at it more closely. I mean, it's a little surprising because we already have the Hermit card out here. So that implies that the Hermit may be looking at certain aspects of self or the relationship. You know, but maybe not wanting to face all of it. You know, they're holding back from letting the whole thing crumble. They're resisting, maybe they're resisting a deeper transformation within self as this thing collapses here. Yeah. Okay. Oop, Queen of Pentacles, what's not being seen? Wow, Justice and the Empress here. We've got the Empress again. Yeah. Clearly, I think this masculine is not seeing how good it could be, or it's just not seeing where this hard work is going to lead to with these two hermits. Okay, and then we have this healing. I think we have Queen of Pentacles is clarified. So this could be some form of karmic justice for a masculine who has been doing their work, who's wanting to heal, who's just having a hard time moving on. These could be deep, long-standing wounds that haven't been addressed. So there's a need to cut through the illusions, or cut through the whatever is keeping this suppressed, this awareness, this sense of I deserve this. There's a sense that this masculine needs to recognize that truth, that they're, potentially a counterpart to an Empress. It's out here twice, this Empress energy. Why the Nine of Swords here? Oh, it's a partnership and an Ace of Wands. Yeah, there was some kind of a passionate partnership here, okay, in the past. And there's anxiety about it. There's anxiety. There's sleepless nights. This could be the relationship that's fallen apart, or this could be, maybe it's this Empress. Maybe the Empress, maybe there's an awareness, but there's some sense of being stuck, not being able to let the tower come down, feeling obligated or something in some way to something. This could represent, this is in the past. This could have been somebody that masculine left behind for something new. Or it could be that in the, before this tower and all of this stuff is happening here, there is, somebody else, This could also represent this connection when it was good is now falling apart. Okay, the one that they're in now, not this one with the Empress or whatever. Could be read a few different ways. Tell us about the Empress. Ten of Wands and the Hierophant. Ooh. Huh. This could be an Empress. We're seeing the Empress, not being seen by this masculine in the hidden part. But then they are here at the level of consciousness here. Like they're emerging from this place of being suppressed or repressed. Maybe there was something burdensome that related to the Empress. Something that needs to be changed, ended. Maybe something is coming to an end with this Empress. Maybe this individual, maybe this Empress represents, the person that they're connected with here, that it's shifting. I'm not sure. But there's a Hierophant here. So, there could be lessons here to learn. There could be a sense of being guided. Okay. Masculine seeing self as the Hermit. Okay, they might be rediscovering love for themselves. And then we have a Temperance card. This is about patience. This is about moderation. So we're saying there could have been no, I don't think we said there was impulsivity here necessarily. Okay. Yeah, I think quite possibly that this Hermit, with a little bit of self-reflection is going to, or is in the process of discovering, some kind of very beautiful love here. Something very healing, something harmonious, really. They're seeing it. It's emerging in the environment. We have a Four of Cups. This could be in the sense that maybe people are apathetic toward whatever this masculine is going through. They could be seeing this masculine as a little depressed, or, Now we have a Knight of Pentacles in the reverse and a Nine of Cups. I think maybe they may be looking at this masculine as somebody who's not taking a lot of action right now. There could be a sense that, they are potentially some kind of a bachelor in this Nine of Cups energy, something desirable. There could potentially be fulfillment here. But whatever energy they're in right now, they're depressed. They're not moving. Okay, there's something is being held up here. Something's held up here. What's the Five of Cups? Whoa, the Five of Cups clarified by the Five of Cups. There's a fear of stagnancy here. I think there's a fear that they're going to work really hard, right, on themselves, and they're just going to wind up in the same situation of loss. This is a deep-seated fear. This might be why they're not moving forward very quickly. This is the thing that needs to be healed. Maybe this is someone who's had a few failed relationships. There might be, deep patterns that need to be looked at and healed. Even if they're doing all this healing work, that notion, that thought, that experience is still there and could be contributing to some self-doubt. Not believing in oneself to actually make this crucial change here for, to have this, wonderful thing with this Empress. Even though the Empress is here and there's guidance with the Hierophant. And then we have the Star. Tell us, Spirit. Tell us about the Star. Okay, we've got an Eight of Swords. Nice. And the Death card. So I say nice because what's going to be healed here is this tendency to be disconnected from one's whole self. This is somebody who's trapped, they're trapped in their own thoughts. Their own thoughts hold them hostage in a way. But there's going to be an ending to that. There's transformation. There's going to be a new beginning here where this masculine, because they're working hard on their healing and all this hermit energy, that something really is going to shift. And there will be an ending. There will be healing from whatever this is about. This is our first card out. And there was a choice that was, made from a place of confusion, perhaps. Somebody maybe didn't have clarity when they made the choice that they made. Okay. Nothing wrong with that, but it does happen, and then that's, an opportunity for us to learn and grow. Is there anything else you want us to know about this ending and new beginning, Spirit? Five of Swords. It might be moving away from adversity. It might be an end of inner conflict. And then we have a Five of Pentacles. Yeah, an end of lack mentality, an end of leaving oneself out in the cold. Moving into a place of better health. Wow, and the Four of Wands. That's the new beginning. Yeah, this is a masculine moving towards stability. And you know, this could represent the connection with the Empress, who's out here twice. And we did say that this is a King of Pentacles. So, didn't we? Yeah. Yeah. Right now, this Earth sign masculine is in some type of a healing mode. They are going deep within with those two hermits. They're moving toward greater levels of healing. You really might be looking at, you know, cognitive patterns that have been there for a long time. Yeah, getting out of this stuck energy. Okay. Changing it up, moving towards stability. Any final messages, Spirit, for this reading? Any final messages? Failure. I understand that a mistake is only an opportunity to learn. That would go right there. When that choice was made out of confusion, maybe a lack of foresight, maybe through the rose-tinted glasses, very passionate, and when we see things through the lens just of our physical, passionate energy, everything looks good, you know, sometimes. And we don't take the time to discern. Anything else here, Spirit? Friendship. I understand that a friend is in my life for a reason. I want to put it with the two Hermit cards. This is a masculine who is befriending themselves. They are recognizing that they are their best friend. Okay. And we'll also put it here with the Hierophant, the guide, the wise leader, the guide, the mentor. Okay. This is somebody who wants to help and is capable of helping. Just offer some support. Last card, happiness. I'm aware that being happy means that I am on the right path. Yeah. Well, we'll put it right here, okay? Because this is, in this whole reading, I think where we see happiness. Actually, we could also put it here. I almost want to put it here because if you look at this Hermit card, see the staircase, that pathway? It is a pathway there. You see it? Yeah. And this is somebody, this Hermit is clarified by the Ace of Cups and the Temperance. So loving self, right? Being moderate, being patient, focusing on peace and harmony. This is the pathway to happiness right here. And this is how masculine sees themselves right now. Yeah, nice energy there, okay? Alrighty, collective, that is your divine masculine reading, all right? Thanks for tuning in. Bye for now.